At dawn, Dr. Patricia Henderson found the newborn lion cubs barely breathing, abandoned outside the gates of the Kenyan Wildlife Conservancy, their umbilical cords still attached and their eyes sealed shut. Weighing less than 3 pounds each, these 2 male cubs had been rejected by their mother and left to perish in the harsh African wilderness. With 15 years of experience in big cat rehabilitation, Dr. Henderson, a wildlife veterinarian, knew the cubs had virtually no chance of survival without immediate intervention. Hand-raising lion cubs demanded round-the-clock feeding every 2 hours, constant warmth, and, most critically, the social bonding that only a mother figure could provide. "These cubs need a surrogate mother immediately," Dr. Henderson told her assistant as she examined the weakened animals. "Without maternal care, even if we keep them alive physically, they won't develop proper social behaviors." That's when Bella entered the picture. The 3-year-old golden retriever had recently given birth to a litter of puppies at the conservancy, where she served as a therapy dog for visiting children and a companion animal for the staff. Bella possessed an unusually gentle temperament and had previously shown maternal behavior toward other species, including orphaned antelope and injured birds. Dr. Henderson made a decision that would change all their lives forever. "We're going to see if Bella will accept these cubs as her own," she announced, knowing that cross-species adoption was rare but not impossible in controlled environments. The introduction was carefully orchestrated. First, Dr. Henderson allowed Bella to sniff the cubs while they were wrapped in blankets that carried Bella's scent. The golden retriever's response was immediate and extraordinary. She began gently licking the cubs, displaying the same nurturing behavior she showed her own puppies. "She's accepting them," Dr. Henderson whispered, documenting the historic moment with her camera. "Bella is treating these lion cubs as if they were her own offspring." Within hours, Bella had fully adopted the cubs, whom the conservancy staff named Simba and Mufasa. She allowed them to nurse alongside her own puppies, kept them warm with her body heat, and began teaching them basic survival behaviors through the complex process of play and interaction. "What we're witnessing is unprecedented," observed Dr. Jennifer Walsh, an animal behaviorist from the University of Nairobi, during her first visit to document the unusual family. "Bella is not just feeding these cubs. She's providing the crucial early socialization that will determine their ability to function as adult lions." The cubs thrived under Bella's care. As they grew stronger and more active, Bella adapted her maternal behavior to accommodate their developing lion instincts. She would gently correct their play behavior when they became too rough, teach them proper hunting postures through interactive games, and provide the emotional security that allowed them to develop confidence and social skills. "Bella has become their teacher, their protector, and their mother in every sense that matters," Dr. Henderson documented. "She's giving these cubs the foundation they need to eventually return to the wild." Visitors to the conservancy were amazed by the sight of a golden retriever nursing and playing with 2 growing lion cubs. The unusual family became an international sensation when videos of their interactions were shared online, attracting attention from wildlife experts and animal lovers around the world. For 18 months, Bella raised Simba and Mufasa with unwavering dedication, adapting her maternal instincts to meet the unique needs of her adopted lion sons. As the cubs grew from helpless newborns to powerful juveniles weighing over 200 pounds each, Bella continued to treat them as her children, even when they towered over their golden retriever mother. "The bond between Bella and these lions defies scientific explanation," Dr. Walsh documented in her research journals. "Even as Simba and Mufasa have developed into apex predators, they continue to show Bella the same respect and affection they would show their biological mother." The separation was heartbreaking but necessary. When the lions reached 18 months of age, conservation protocols required their relocation to a larger wildlife reserve where they could learn to hunt and eventually integrate with wild lion populations. The Masai Mara National Reserve in Kenya had agreed to accept them into their rehabilitation program. Dr. Henderson struggled with the decision but knew it was essential for the lions' long-term welfare. "Bella has given them everything she could," she explained to the emotional conservancy staff. "Now they need to learn to be wild lions." The day of separation was documented by film crews from National Geographic, who had been following the story since the cubs' arrival. Bella seemed to understand that her sons were leaving. She spent extra time grooming them and stayed close to their transport crates. When the vehicle finally departed, Bella sat at the conservancy gates for hours, looking down the road where her cubs had disappeared. Bella exhibited clear signs of grief and loss, Dr. Henderson observed. For days she searched the conservancy grounds, calling for Simba and Mufasa with soft whining sounds that clearly expressed her emotional distress. At the Masai Mara, Simba and Mufasa underwent intensive rehabilitation training designed to prepare them for life in the wild. They learned hunting techniques from experienced conservationists, developed territorial behaviors, and gradually reduced their dependence on human care. Throughout this process, they maintained the confident, well-adjusted personalities that Bella had helped them develop during their crucial early months. These lions display remarkable emotional stability and social intelligence, reported Dr. Robert Kamani, the rehabilitation coordinator at Masai Mara. Their early nurturing by Bella gave them a foundation of security and trust that has made them exceptionally adaptable and resilient. 2 years passed. Simba and Mufasa had successfully integrated into the reserve's ecosystem, becoming magnificent adult males with impressive manes and the hunting skills necessary for survival. They had exceeded all expectations for rehabilitated lions, showing none of the behavioral problems typically associated with hand-reared big cats. Meanwhile, Bella had slowly recovered from the loss of her cubs, resuming her duties as a therapy dog at the conservancy. She had successfully raised another litter of her own puppies and continued to serve as a surrogate mother for other orphaned animals. However, Dr. Henderson noticed that Bella would still pause whenever she heard lions roaring in the distance, her ears perked with obvious recognition and longing. The reunion was planned as both a scientific experiment and an emotional homecoming. Dr. Henderson, working with the Masai Mara team, arranged for Simba and Mufasa to be temporarily relocated back to the conservancy for a controlled visit with Bella. The goal was to study long-term memory and emotional bonding between cross-species family members. "We have no precedent for this type of reunion," Dr. Walsh explained to the assembled research team. "We don't know if the lions will remember Bella, if she'll recognize them, or how any of them will react after 2 years of separation." On a golden African morning, the transport vehicles arrived at the conservancy, carrying 2 magnificent adult lions who had once been helpless cubs in Bella's care. As the crates were positioned in the secure outdoor area where the reunion would take place, Bella's behavior immediately changed. Her tail began wagging uncontrollably, and she started making excited vocalizations that the staff had never heard before.